Episode 35.5, August's month end. And on top of the month end, I'm also going to run through the system at home in some more detail and also what the future holds for the system. In 2012, we had our 4 kilowatt peak system on a 3 kilowatt inverter. But since 2012, we've had in excess of £18,000 from the feed-in tariff from the solar system. So I wanted to reinvest some money into some battery storage. So in 2018 I did put an order in for a powerwall 4.1 kilowatt battery, and I also then wanted to move on to the Octopus Agile tariff, having the storage so you could get through the peak times. But unfortunately the powerwall battery was not working as it should. I think that's the best way of putting it. So I was unable to order the smart meters to go onto the Octopus Agile tariff. So we ended up having the powerwall removed because it wasn't working as it should. But in the meantime, we ordered our Volkswagen Egolf. Now we only leased this Egolf, our first electric car, but it's been working really well, and it's been a great everyday car. And after the Egolf, we then bit the bullet and spent the extra money on the Tesla Powerwall 2. Now this has been working absolutely brilliant. It has been working faultlessly, but the downside to the Tesla Powerwall 2 is the control over charging and discharging. It uses algorithms instead of a time clock. Now the Powerwall did have a time clock, and when the Powerwall was working, the time clock worked brilliantly. But it's a shame that we haven't got that option in the Tesla Powerwall. So after the Powerwall was installed and it was working brilliantly, we then moved on to the Octopus Agile tariff. And if you're interested in any of the Octopus tariffs in general, there is a link below with a referral code where you would receive £50 on your account, and I would receive £50 as well. Now during the smart meter installation, we did discover that we had a slight gas leak from the boiler. So the boiler was decommissioned, and I did always want to go to electric heating, but I didn't particularly want to go to it before I'd worked out how to work the Octopus Energy tariff out. But moving on anyway, we were without central heating. It was running up to winter, so I ended up getting a 12 kilowatt electric boiler from EHC, a Comet, and this has actually been working really well. And on top of that, we also added a 210 litre water tank with the 2 heating elements in there, and that was controlled by the my energi Eddi device, which I installed at the same time. And again, that takes any excess solar after the Powerwall has fully charged up and puts that straight into the hot water tank. So in effect, I've got 14.5 kilowatts of battery storage. I've also got between 6 and 9 kilowatt hours, depending on the water temperature, of water storage as well. And the final piece of the puzzle was to get rid of the old diesel van, and we replaced it with the Tesla Model 3. Now that makes us a completely electric house now in driving the Egolf and the Tesla Model 3, the heating system. And the only thing we run on gas now is the gas hob, but I will be looking to replace that when we do the kitchen, so we'll be completely gas free then. So that's a little insight on how we got to where we are now, but what about what happens next? Where do we go from here? But before I make that decision, I thought I'd better share some detail. We've done 3,310 kilowatt hours of solar this year, but we've also imported 10,508 kilowatt hours from the grid, which makes you think that we should actually add more solar. But when you look at the month by month, you'll see that most of the energy is being used in winter with the electric boilers, but the solar wouldn't help that. When there's no sun in the winter, you don't produce a lot of electricity. So that means I've had to look at alternative ways to generate power, or maybe even use the power a little bit more cleverly. So to do that, I thought, well, maybe a wind turbine would be the answer. But this could be troublesome with planning permission and also upsetting some neighbours. We could also move to an air source heat pump, I don't think there'd be any issues with planning and things like that because it comes under permitted developments. But that would actually help to keep the house warmer throughout the day, and then just use the boiler to give bursts of heat when we need it ourselves when we're at home. The only other thing I could do is actually add a second power wall, but so I could actually charge up more energy on the cheap rates from Octopus. But when you actually look at what I've spent on electricity, I wouldn't actually be saving that much money by doing that. So I am still quandering about what I should actually do with the system of the house. But if you've got any thoughts, I'd like to hear from you, or any experiences with heat pumps or wind turbines. I really would like some more details, so if you could share that with me, that would be appreciated. Moving on to the August month end. August has been a tale of two stories. We started off really well with the solar, and in the latter part of August we've definitely had a very, very poor solar contribution. So in August we had a home usage of 914 kilowatt hours. We've had a solar contribution of 416 kilowatt hours. We've got from the Powerwall 248 kilowatt hours, which is a lot less than what it normally is, but I have moved the Powerwall onto cost saving mode, so that might be a reason behind that. We've pulled 556 kilowatt hours from the grid, and we've sent back 15.7 kilowatt hours. The Powerwall efficiency has been 85.1%, which has been quite a bit lower than normal, so I'll have to keep an eye on that next month. Here's the pattern of usage for 2020, and we have been self-powered for 55% of August 2020. Our average cost from what we've been pulling from the grid has gone up considerably this month because there hasn't been any cheap days from Octopus Agile. And as you can see, the previous August as compared with this August has been pretty average really. I'll add some music now so while the day by day data goes through. And thanks for watching, and if you've got any comments or can add anything to where you think I should go next with the system, that would be appreciated. So please like and subscribe.